Hello, nice to meet you. This is Kim Ki-hyun from Richgo. Yes, it's time for our membership live session, and today it's our turn to talk about Ulsan. Everyone, today the stock prices are starting to react a bit, but yesterday was completely shocking. Yesterday was a complete Black Monday, but I had a meeting and couldn't see it. After the meeting, when I checked the stock market, I was shocked. I thought it was like a battlefield. So there was a huge uproar. And I think, especially for those who invest in stocks, there must have been a lot of panic. It was truly a time to once again realize the importance of risk management. And today, there is an issue with the camera line, so you won't be able to see my face. Only the screen will be visible. Once again, I want to emphasize that I have also researched and studied investment for a very long time, but it is truly important to skillfully balance these two aspects. Just like the accelerator and brake in a car, I have always mentioned this. The South Korean government is concerned because real estate accounts for more than 80% of total assets in the country. So, what does that mean? So, everyone is concerned about revitalizing the real estate market, and this is also related to the elections. What about the United States? In the United States, a significant portion of assets is in real estate, and there are also a lot of stocks, right? Since there are many stocks, people tend to go all in to stimulate the market, right? This has led to a rising trend that, in a way, is increasingly distant from the essence of the market. Such trends can cause the market to completely collapse with even a small external shock. Naturally, similar occurrences can happen in the real estate market as well. Therefore, I think we need to be really careful about making statements based on any short-term rebounds we might be experiencing right now. Today, we are talking about Ulsan, which is still one of the areas I view positively. Let's take a look at the data for Ulsan to see what changes have occurred. Our Richgo prices have been updated, and now at the beginning of August, the data for August is available. Next, we focused on apartments with a demand of over 500 units, and we recreated the Richgo market prices based on the actual transaction prices occurring in these properties. So looking at this, Ulsan currently has an investment score of about 62 points, which is around the middle range. It can't be considered very good at this point. It's not bad, I suppose. It's good. And as I talk positively about Ulsan, it's clear that it will improve in the future. However, I'm not saying that one should buy Ulsan right now. Therefore, if there are those who feel comfortable making decisions now, it might be good to start looking around the end of this year or early next year. However, for those who prefer to be more cautious and are truly waiting for a great opportunity, it would be beneficial to continue listening to this broadcast while you wait. Currently, in Ulsan, both sales prices and rental prices are continuing to rise. The sales prices bottomed out in January, while the rental prices bottomed out in July and have been rising since then. Then, it seems that the actual usage data has changed a bit. When using data from more than 500 households, the undervaluation of rental prices has also altered a little bit here and there. And looking at this, it seems that currently, Sejong and Seoul have the highest levels, while Ulsan is at minus 2.6%, indicating that there is almost no bubble. The undervaluation index for Ulsan has been moving like this, and while it is somewhat overvalued, it can't really be considered overvalued at minus 2.6%. There is almost no bubble in the sales prices compared to the actual rental prices. Next, this is Ulsan's housing burden index. As you can see, it is slightly more expensive than Gwangju. When looking at this, what do you think? It is still only about waist level. So the current value is 85, then the average is 84. When was the lowest point? The lowest point was during COVID-19, before it broke out. In August 2019, it was at 70. Now it comes out. The overvaluation is between 1.2% and 21.4% undervalued. And for this undervaluation to be resolved and for prices to decline, they would need to drop by anywhere from 1% to as much as 17.6%. This means that we can reach a historically low level. Looking at this, it is possible for prices to drop by as much as 15% or even more. As long as people's current incomes and mortgage interest rates are maintained, it seems that there is still a bubble of about 10%. So, how about the rental market? In the case of rentals, it has come down slightly below the waist level. However, since 48 is the lowest point, there is some possibility that rental prices could drop a bit. Next, if you look at the current apartment prices in Ulsan compared to income, they were less than 5 times that in 2008, 2009, and 2010. But at that time, it was really cheap. And now it's about 6 times that. But at one point, it nearly went up to 8 times and has now dropped to 6 times. If we consider around August 2019, it would be around the low 5 times. However, during 2008 and 2009, there was also a crisis related to interest rates. And now, there are growing concerns about an economic recession. As I mentioned in a video not long ago, the interest rate crisis is not just a positive factor. Starting to raise interest rates significantly increases the likelihood of an economic recession, and the recent sharp decline in stock prices is all due to such reasons. Therefore, we need to consider the possibility of falling to this level. So it is 6 times, and the average is 5.7 times, while the historical low at this point is 4.3 times, from 5% to 28%, which means that if we look at the apartment prices in relation to income, they could drop by almost 30% now. The precondition is that in the event of a financial crisis or something similar, and as I always say, there is very little possibility that the stock or real estate market will crash due to concerns about the current economic situation. And I believe that if interest rates are adjusted, the interest rate market will rebound. However, I believe that after that period, when interest rates are set and 2 to 3 months pass, the market is likely to be quite unfavorable. As I have repeatedly mentioned, even in Ulsan, the rental yield is only 3.1%. The bank interest rate is currently at 3.5%, which means that the interest rate has shifted from a low rate to a medium rate, but people have not been able to adapt to this change. That's why the rental yield is quite low. It is indeed quite low. Therefore, it seems that a certain degree of price adjustment is necessary for the rental yield to exceed bank interest rates. Currently, the John's rate is about 71%. The government is ranked around 8th, which is not a bad level. Next, if you look at Ulsan, the supply continues to decrease.